So on my way down to Louisville, I'm just thinking like, how am I gonna be able to convey to them and articulate to them like, look, like, be present in the moment. This moment will never happen again. It's your first show. That was really the only thing that I wanted them to understand. You know, Itzy, Silas, and Jen, is that, hey, the work is done. Go enjoy yourself, and then feel the electricity in the room and feed off that energy and understand what that energy feels like. So next time, you know, you can use that to your advantage and you can leverage that energy. So I'm thinking about all these things on the way down there, and I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, I'm a nervous wreck. When I go, because when I have clients go on stage, I feel like I'm up there too. And I had 3. So I'm just like, fuck, my mind's going every which way. But one thing I knew that I had to do was convey this to them as far as a sense of calm, but also like enjoy this moment. So like in my mind, I'm trying to figure out how to do that on the way down there. And all in all, it was a pleasant experience, and I was very proud of, you know, what they had achieved, you know. So Itzy, trying to get emotional and shit, but you know, her and her mom had become like family to me, and if it wasn't for her mom, I would not be sitting here coaching. So I was like, yeah, like, you should really think about doing a show. And she's like, no. I'm like, listen, I think that you would do well. I think that you would like it. Finally, she agreed to it, and then we all know how that story ended. So part of that, you know, process, when we were actually in prep, she introduced me to this, one of her daughters, Itzy, and she was really shy and soft-spoken, but little by little, she started coming out of her shell, and I really got to see her incredible personality. So it's been a long time, but your boy's back. We have a couple special guests that's gonna be with us. One of them's a part of the team. Another one of them is hopefully gonna be part of the team in the future. One of my athletes, one of my clients that I coach, we are getting her ready for something. I'm not gonna say what it is yet, but I'll tell in due time. This is her daughter, so this is like my little training team every single day on the gym and whatever. So they've been helping me more than I help them. And her and I just hit it off. We'd be in there clowning each other. We'd be in there laughing. We'd be in there. But the most important thing is I saw her grow. Just the maturity level was already there, but she learned how to be able to train like a bodybuilder, which is not easy to do for normal people. People think that they train hard until you actually see somebody who trains fucking hard. And we trained hard. And I tell you, this little girl never wavered. Sometimes she would throw up, sometimes she would, you know what I'm saying, limp out of the gym, but she always fucking came back. And because of that, I just was like, you know, I would talk to her, you know, I'm like, hey, like, you might want to give this a try. I think that you would be good at it. She just had that it factor, that charisma, the look. She's beautiful inside and out, dedicated, just, and I was like, you know, I could kind of tell she was in a limbo stage of what's next in her life, and I was just like talking to her mom, like she would be so fucking good if she would just do it. And we're here, you know what I'm saying, we had arrived, and now, you know, I'm having flashbacks of seeing her mom step on stage the year prior, and now she's doing the same. And it wasn't about the actual stage, it was about the growth. It was about me meeting this young lady, this teenage girl, and recognizing her as a woman walking across that stage with a sense of maturity, a sense of purpose, and just, you could just tell, she was just exuding confidence, and it made me so happy to see that. It brought so much joy to my life, and you know, her and her mom has changed my life in so many ways. And I'm trying to build a community with this team, and they were the first 2 people to be really a part of that, and they've always supported me. So I am forever proud of Itzy. I always will be. She's like family, and I'll never forget what you and your mom did for me.
Hell yeah, bitch.
So Jen, she's just a bright little soul, man. She has all the charisma in the world. Super compassionate. Always has like a smile on her face, even if her world is not exactly going as planned. And she was one of the first people I met when I came down here from Louisville. And I remember going to the gym, and I would see her, and Lindsay said, you should talk to her about a show possibly. And I was like, I might. And like I was in prep at the time, and I remember this. And like I felt like every piece of equipment she was on that I needed, and I was fine. But I had that game face on. I'm in prep. And one day she finally spoke, and I was like, are you using that? And she's like, no, it's all yours. I'm like, thanks, I appreciate it. And she heard me talk, and then that's when she's like, I thought you all were so mad at me, and I thought you all didn't like me. And like that's just her personality. She's always thinking of others before herself, and she's just a very compassionate person. But I remember one day she was about 6 weeks out. She walked in the gym. Lindsay and I were already there, and something was off. And I just really asked her. I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And then once I said that, it just all came out. And I was like, "Look, like." I told you that I'm here for you. I told you that I would always be your second set of eyes. I told you I'll be your friend, like if you need an ear. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crunch time. You're 6 weeks out, and I feel like you're a little behind. And the other things were going on in her life, and I was like, listen, this is your life. You need to gain control of your life. You need to do what you want to do. And make a long story short, we decided to work together. And I told her that it was going to be an uphill battle. This shit is not going to be easy, given the position that you're currently in. And I said, I can't promise the world to you, but I can promise if you give me everything, we'll get you there. And that's exactly what we did. And this girl went through hell. She went through hell, the dark, deep depths of hell, and came out on the other side. And she's going to be better for that. Because a lot of people might say, your athletes could have waited a little bit to compete, but I would argue that they got something that a lot of people didn't, and that's that fight. That's that do or die. That's that, electricity of grinding and going through the fucking the treacherous depths of fucking hell, I don't know, and coming out on the other side. There's something to be said about that. When only a sword can be made under the harshest environments. And that's what I feel like Jen's story is about. She's a beautiful sword, but in order to become that beautiful sword, she had to go under the fire. She had to get beaten with that hammer and, to get molded into such a beautiful, sharp sword. Officially welcome you to the team. Yeah. So, Silas, this kid is just amazing. And I say kid because I'm old as fuck. All of them are young, but just an amazing kid, man. I mean, I remember not really knowing him, but seeing him in the gym. He had a very good foundation of a physique, and he was always lifting a ridiculous amount of weight off the ground, doing deadlifts. Like, I felt like every day I would see him, he was doing deadlifts. And I would be like, man, when are you gonna stop like throwing your life away with this shit and actually start doing body? But like I would always tease him and shit until one day he called me on it. He's like, hey, like I'm ready, like I wanna do this. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. We hopped on the phone and we stayed on the phone for about an hour. And in that hour I'm sitting here, I'm breaking down, like, you know what I'm saying? People think they know, but they really don't. Like bodybuilding is different. The approach to the gym, the approach to life, the approach to nutrition, everything is gonna be different from what you're used to. And he said okay, but I don't think he really knew. So fast forward, he came to me when we were probably about 3 weeks out. He had come down to visit me, and he was, for me to take a look at him, and we trained together and went through some posing. And he said, I would not have known. I'm trying to think of how he said he basically said that he would not have known or had the drive to take the off season so seriously until he went through this prep. And that's where I wanted him to be, right? Because he didn't play a lot of sports in school and things like that. So I wanted him to get that eye of the tiger, that Warriors mentality. And by him going through prep and going on stage and having people kind of nudge him on stage and get in front of him, and I'm like, yeah, you need to fucking do that shit back. You know what I mean? So now he's starting to see. And he came to me after the show and he's like, I want to take time off and I want to improve because I want to come back and basically kill everybody. And I'm like, there he is. That's the Silas that I wanted to fucking see. And when it comes to work ethic, to be 21 years old, he's a marvel to me. This kid started his own construction company, and sometimes, like, he works. It's like he started his own company, but he does all the work. And when I tell you that sometimes he works 14 plus hour days, but never misses a meal, never misses a training session, like, it's just unfathomable to me. Because in this society now, kids his age, they don't even know what the fuck hard work is. Like, they have no clue, even if the shit slapped them in their face. So for him to be that, like, just dedicated to just working, just the sweat equity in what he does, is just one of one. And I'm very excited for him to be part of our team, part of our community and family. And yeah, I can't wait till that next show comes around and people are gonna look at him like, who the fuck is this kid? I don't remember him, like, seeing him ever. Like, he's completely different. But that's the type of look we're gonna bring to the stage next time. So yeah, Silas, man, we gonna make some noise next time for sure.